So here's an aspect of the recent Montreal and New Jersey game from 3 days ago that we didn't really address. I mean, we kind of alluded to it in a video here and there, but we didn't really talk too much about it because I honestly didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But turns out it was, and it actually got to the point where the Canadiens players themselves were talking about it. You already know, from the title, from the thumbnail, today we're talking about a potential whipping boy on the Montreal Canadiens, and whipping boy makes it sound like the guy's pretty young, even though he is one of the older players on the team. In particular, if we go over to the game-winning goal in this New Jersey and Montreal game, let's take a look at the Jack Hughes overtime winner assisted by Timo Meier using the Edge Goal Visualizer. So, Montreal has the puck, Patrik Laine has it on the left side in the Devil's zone. Okay, great. Laine then makes a pass over to Mike Matheson that goes off the boards. Matheson forced to corral it off the boards. He's got a guy on him. Unfortunate, the space is closing down. What does Matheson do? He loses the puck. Timo Meier then gives it over to Hughes. Breakaway, Dobesh can't make the save, and that is the goal. You can see all the Devils going onto the ice surface and crowding around Jack Hughes. Some are going over to the goaltender Jake Allen at the C in center ice. But Laine chucks it over to Matheson. Matheson doesn't get it, and the breakaway ensues. After this, I didn't realize just how big the social media reaction was to one Mike Matheson, and how much hate the guy was getting online. Now, if you go out there and you search up Matheson's name on Twitter, you'll see him going out there and talking about the hate that was tossed his way. You'll see Marty St. Louis talking about how he is a whipping boy. How Matheson is a whipping boy, not how St. Louis is a whipping boy. You've got Nick Suzuki going out there and talking about all the harsh commentary on Mike Matheson. You even have people going out there on podcasts saying that everybody is all over Mike Matheson. And hey, no one says anything about the pass that he got. We don't want to ruffle feathers with Patrik Laine. Oh no, it's all Matheson's fault. So let's dive into some of these things here, talk about the commentary about him, let's go over some of the responses from Canadiens guys, and then Canadiens fans as well, and also dive into Matheson as a whole on the 2024-2025 season. So, obviously, they talked about this on the Sick podcast. Chris Nyland said, hey, everybody is all over Mike Matheson. Well, how about the pass he got? No one says anything about that. We don't want to ruffle any feathers with Patrik Laine. Nick Suzuki said this, I thought that Matheson had a really good game, and then I come home and my fiancé is saying that people are saying unfortunate things about him. I didn't like hearing that. So, there you go, Captain Nick standing up for his guy, standing up for the most played defenseman on the team. I mean, it's been a pretty consistent pattern, not even just this year, but last year too. Matheson, especially before Lane Hutson came over to the team, was always the most deployed guy on the blue line. He plays the hardest minutes on our team, Nick Suzuki said. Let's dive into some commentary by both the player and the head coach. Marty St. Louis said that, hey, Mike Matheson, he plays big minutes, he covers a lot of ice, big assignments, and he's a guy that cares so much, and he is a true pro. He's a great example. So I would say to the fans, we are lucky to have him. Oftentimes, Matheson said, a lot of people enjoy being negative regardless of what the subject is, and they can be a little louder than the people who are going out of their way to say positive and nice things. So you have to keep that in mind and know there are a lot of real fans who are there to support us, and be there regardless of what happens. And, I mean, there isn't really... Oh, what a nice picture of Sammy Montembeault. Look at that. A lot of people going out there and talking about the Mike Matheson situation. I mean, there are a lot of people saying stuff like this. He's been an outstanding player. He's tailored his game to complement Hutson. He's so much better with less minutes. I can't wait for him to be traded. This is so weird. Why are they suddenly defending Matheson that much? The guy has been fumbling hard all season. This isn't anything new. Fans being not happy with him isn't new. He hasn't been fumbling. He's right on par with his career stats. Last 2 seasons were out of the ordinary. He is adjusting his game to complement Hudson. Since the pairing started, Hudson has been flying. Number 8 isn't perfect, but he is doing whatever is asked to help the Habs win. Now, let's dive into some of the extra conversation on Reddit, because I did like some of the posts that were discussed here. I mean, this was posted by Go Habs Go 31 on the subreddit, the same quote from Mike Matheson. I mean, while some criticisms are fair, the man's not wrong. Nope, because I think there was a time maybe it was Petrie, I'm pretty sure actually it was Petrie, was apparently not passing Caulfield the puck enough. People piled on because they liked Caulfield, not because the play was the right play. Not even Habs fans, just Caulfield fans. The poor guy just wants to focus on getting ready for the game tonight, and the media is asking him all about the hate he gets. No wonder so many people struggle here. For real, why is the media even putting this crap in his head? The Matheson hate is pretty absurd. He can be frustrating, but he's also a second-pairing talent being paid second-pairing money, taking first-pairing minutes on his offside beside a rookie and on a very young team. The team is performing better than most expected them to. Maybe ease off the guy eating tough minutes at a good price. It's one thing to criticize a bad play, but when you see a bunch of fans call him no-talent scrubs, knowing that 99% have neither the talent nor the experience, it is pathetic. Let's dive into some other commentary here. This was a really interesting post. On the Matheson shoots at shins meme, this was also alluded to by us in a video a few days ago, where Matheson likes to take point shots that get blocked and they result in rushes for the opposition. It's simply not true. This poster Irktoan, that's why I didn't want to pronounce the name, Irktoan. This is what Irktoan says. I know people are at least somewhat joking when they talk about it, but I've seen it spread into more serious discussions of his play, as well as downright vitriol, so let's actually check it. Here is a plot of the shot attempts per 60 and shots on goal per 60 for the 50 defensemen with the most shot attempts so far this season. The line is simple, and it's a linear fit. Guess where Matheson is? And included is this right here, shot attempts per 60. Matheson is somewhere near the bottom of the plot, right? Right bottom, shooting lots but consistently missing. In reality, here's where he is on the same plot. He gets around 11 point something shot attempts per 60, and shots on goal per 60, he gets about 4 point something. It's not that bad, actually. That is to say, both 35th of top 50 shooting defensemen in terms of shot attempts per 60 and a fraction of shot attempts to hit the net, a bit below average in terms of the ability to hit the net, but not by that much. He's also not shooting that much compared to a lot of other defensemen in the league in the first place. And so it is really interesting just to dive into the analytical perspective of it. A lot of people will go out there and shade Mike Matheson for taking these shots and having them just go wide or having them get blocked. At the end of the day, though, I think a lot of it is frustration just due to the lack of point production and him being replaced in terms of that point production. If you head over to Matheson and his season so far, I mean, this is one of the fantasy leagues that I'm in. It's one of 8, and Mike Matheson, I mean, he hasn't had a point in a game since January 14th, and he had 2 points in that game. If you go back to January 3rd, he's only had 1 game where he has had 1 point. So this guy has not necessarily been scoring. He's been shooting the puck a lot, though. I mean, shots on goal, he had 8 shots in a 2-assist game against Chicago January 3rd. Other than that, though, he's had 1, 2, 3 shots per game, getting a few blocks in there and a few hits. And you can see the minutes as well. 26-minute games, 25-minute games, 27-minute games, 28-minute games. He had 2 of those in a row. The guy's a tank. And at this point, I think a lot of people should recognize that he is not the number 1 defenseman in terms of offensive productivity anymore. He's not going to be as long as Lane Hutson is on the team, and he's adjusting to that. Even though he's still playing those big minutes, he's getting all the minutes outside of power play time, top power play time, that is. And Montreal Canadiens fans, y'all gotta lay off the gas on Mike Matheson. He's not that bad. Seriously. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below about Mike Matheson, the way he has played, and what are your thoughts on all the people going out there and talking smack about him on social media, so much to the point that it's actually gotten to the man himself. Thoughts in the comment section about his play. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.